It's no secret that the price of gas is always changing. The national average for a gallon of regular gas in mid-January of 2009 was $1.83. 3 weeks later, the price was $3.44. And in 2012, the average price exceeded $4 in some areas. With no estimated date in sight as to when gas prices will stabilize, customers need to be smart on how to save on fuel costs before they reach the pump. Fortunately, there are many ways to save significantly, without requiring a great deal of effort on your part. So here are 8 driving hacks that will make you spend less on gas. Use cruise control on the highway. A driver who uses cruise control in his car whenever he's driving on the highway is actually saving fuel. Using the cruise control saves you fuel for precisely the reason that you think. It makes you maintain your speed at a steady and constant rate. A driver who's driving at a steady speed uses less fuel than when speeding. For example, most cars use about 20% less fuel if you drive at about 55 miles per hour compared to 70 miles per hour. Whenever a person is driving without cruise control, they tend to have a regular pattern of slowing down and speeding up, slowing down and then speeding up again. Hence, every time the person has to pull that 3,500-pound hunk of steel back up to gain more speed, the person uses more fuel than they would have consumed if they had just maintained it at a cruising steady speed. Don't skip regular maintenance intervals. Just because there's nothing wrong with your car doesn't mean you should skip regular maintenance. The key to long life, dependability, and fuel efficiency of your vehicle is exactly that: regular and thorough maintenance. Changing fuel filters, checking the brakes, coolant levels, and the undercarriage of your car, and so on shouldn't be considered an unnecessary expense. Having your car serviced according to the manufacturer's requirements will help you tremendously in the long run, and probably put money back in your pocket in the form of less money spent on gas. Vehicles that are regularly take it in for servicing not only benefit from spending less on gas in the long run, but also enjoy the benefit of the engine running smoothly without any hiccups. That also saves you fuel one way or the other. Not only will you have a safe and dependable vehicle, but you also minimize the chances of nasty surprises and breakdowns. Furthermore, a well-maintained car with a full service history will also get you a significantly higher price when you eventually decide to sell it. Turn off your air conditioning. Using the AC in your car or not is really a matter of choice. For some, it's just a natural instinct to turn it on while inside the vehicle. Everyone must decide for themselves which is more important, comfort or fuel economy. Using your air conditioning adds an extra weight to the engine, causing it to consume more fuel whenever the AC is running. With the air conditioner turned on, fuel consumption increases by about 15% on average. Likewise, if it gets hotter in your car than outside of your car, each time you're about to commence on a trip, it's recommended that you drive with the windows open for a few minutes before switching on the air conditioning. Driving with the windows open saves you the same amount of fuel that you would have consumed with the air conditioning on. Nevertheless, for the person who's driving at speeds higher than 50 miles per hour, the use of air conditioning is better for the consumption of fuel rather than an open window, due to the fact that an open window creates an aerodynamic drag. Avoid driving during rainy days. Rain might seem romantic as you're listening to it from the comfort of your home, or even in your car. However, it's a good idea not to drive in the rain. Researchers have found that your chances of being in a fatal accident increase by 34% whenever you drive in the rain. Apart from that, your average fuel consumption also increases while driving on a rainy day. Rain, snow, or slush on the road increases your vehicle's rolling resistance, because in addition to moving the vehicle, your tires must also push their way through extra water on the roadway. Additionally, driving in rain lowers the temperature of your tires. The increased rolling resistance and drivetrain friction in just a light rain can increase the fuel consumption by 0.2 to 0.3 miles per gallon. And in stormy weather, it even gets worse. Headwinds and crosswinds significantly increase aerodynamic drag, resulting in reduced fuel efficiency. For every 10 miles per hour of headwind, fuel efficiency is reduced by as much as 13%. Ouch. But it doesn't stop there. As the ambient air temperature drops during a rainy day, the air becomes denser. Researchers at Harvard University have found that for every 10-degree drop in temperature, aerodynamic drag increases by 2%. And with every 2% increase in aerodynamic drag, you can experience a 1% decrease in fuel economy. Monitor your tire pressure. Expert mechanics worldwide all come to the conclusion that the overall condition of your car tires can lead to an upsurge in the consumption of fuel. For the drivers who have experienced just a pinch of how much they daily spend on fuel just because of tires not properly inflated, know that monitoring the pressure of your tires is a top priority. Additionally, professional mechanics say that not inserting the right amount of pressure in a tire as instructed by the manufacturer may also be a cause of more consumption of fuel. Drivers should inflate their tires to the maximum pressure suggested by the manufacturer and should make sure that their wheels are aligned properly. Taking good control of your tires will not only lessen the consumption of your fuel, but also prolongs the lifespan of your tires, while improving the handling and control of your car. Drivers also need to check their tire tread. When you drive with tires that have worn out, they tend to lose their grip or traction. This leads to the tire spinning faster, consuming a lot more fuel without the owner even noticing. Use synthetic oil. A lesser-known secret that could save you thousands of dollars on gas is that using synthetic engine oil is actually better for your car rather than using conventional oil. Synthetic oils are created through a complex process, removing impurities and enabling individual molecules to be tailored to the demands of modern engines. As a result, using synthetic engine oil improves your car's fuel economy by 5%, and synthetic gear lubricants can improve your fuel economy by 3%. While synthetic and semi-synthetic engine oil typically cost 50% more than conventional oil, for most cars, the fuel cost savings generally outweigh the higher upfront expense. The combined effect of synthetic engine oils and drivetrain lubricants can improve your fuel economy by at least 3%, saving you nearly 100 gallons of fuel per year. Additional cost savings can be realized due to reduced component wear and maintenance. Filling up with the wrong octane fuel. Many drivers have no idea which fuel type they should use. Some assume that higher-priced gasoline is better for their vehicle, while others assume that there's no difference and go for the cheapest option instead. Whether done by mistake or trying to save money on fuel costs, putting low-octane fuel into an engine that requires a higher octane, or vice versa, can cause problems that destroy your engine. So what happens if you put lower-octane fuel into an engine that requires high-octane gas? If you fill an engine designed to run on high-octane gas with a lower octane, you will notice the effects almost immediately. The first and most immediate side effect is poor engine performance. Depending on how long you've been using the lower octane fuel, the erratic combustion produced from this error can cause overheating and irreversible damage. Secondly, you'll notice that lower octane fuel causes pinging and knocking. Knocking occurs when fuel burns unevenly in your engine cylinders. The result? An annoying noise, the building of harmful carbon deposits that clog your cylinder walls, and potential damage to your engine's pistons and spark plugs. Long-term use of the wrong fuel often results in engine failure, engine fires, and a sharp decrease in fuel economy. So what happens if you put higher octane fuel into an engine that doesn't need it? There is a strange myth that using higher octane fuel is better for your car's performance, even if your engine doesn't require it. Newsflash, it's not. There are some engines that were not designed to burn higher octane fuel, and you may see a reduction in power and fuel economy. So just make sure that you pick the correct octane gas the next time you fill up. Drive using the correct gear. An engine's workload is determined by how fast the crankshaft is turning. The crankshaft transmits engine power to the transmission and then to the wheels, and the crankshaft speed is measured on the revolutions per minute, as indicated on a tachometer. The lower the gear, the higher the RPM. The higher the RPM, the more torque the engine is producing, and the more fuel it's using. This tip mostly applies to cars with a manual transmission. A manual transmission car gives the driver full control over RPM, because the driver can make the engine speed up or slow down via gear selection. With a manual gearbox, shifting to the upper gears quickly. Rule of thumb: if the engine is revving faster than necessary to sustain even road speed, move to the next higher gear. Lugging in too high of a gear isn't good for the engine or your finances. Whenever you're driving using a gear that's lower than you actually need, you're wasting fuel, making the engine work harder. Downshifting follows a similar standard. If the gas pedal has to stay close to the floor to maintain speed, you probably belong in the next lower gear. Furthermore, in a manual transmission car, take advantage of the upshift light. Using signals from the engine, transmission, and accelerator pedal, the indicator tells you exactly when to upshift to maintain the greatest efficiency, and thus increasing fuel economy. Changing your fuel filter. As previously mentioned, an abundant supply of clean air is important to efficient driving, and the exact same is true for clean fuel. Replacing your car's fuel filter is a simple way of keeping it running properly. Dirty filters can restrict flow and cause drivability issues. A damaged filter can even allow contaminants to enter your vehicle's fuel injectors, causing even more issues, often leading to pricey repairs. Head off these woes by changing your fuel filter. Another way to make your engine run better is increasing the amount of fuel dumped into each cylinder by upgrading the fuel system. You could add high-flow fuel pumps, large diameter gas lines, high-flow filters, bigger injectors, larger fuel rails, and much more. Take caution during these upgrades, as too much boost and not enough fuel will cause pre-detonation, destroying your engine. Keep an eye on gas prices. Today, the internet offers us a solution to almost any problem that is logistical and easy. To save gas money, look for affordable gas. Websites like Gas Buddy and Gas Price Watch will help you keep an eye out for the best gas prices around you. Gas Buddy is also available as an app for your phone. Plus, there are more mobile apps that you can try so that you don't have to drive 12 miles from your home to save a penny a gallon. Well guys, those are 8 driving hacks that will make you spend less on gas. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. Also, if you like what you see at the channel, subscribe and put post notifications on. You could also follow the channel on Instagram at Modern Muscle YT. I'm Jeff from Modern Muscle, and I'll see ya next time.